Hey everybody, it is Tuesday and it's 2 o'clock, so that means it's time for Top 5 Tuesday. I'm your host here from Crate Insider. I'm Kate Dillon and I'm excited to be here today. So lots going on in the world and, well, in the racing world anyway. So in case you've missed it, you're going to hear about this from me all the way in every live video that I'm in. You'll be hearing about the Cars Racing Show from now until December. So I want to give you guys a heads up because you're part of my inner circle of people who, are seeing all the things that we put out. And I'm so excited because, there was a really giant void when PRI wasn't going to happen, that if we didn't have a racing trade show, then how are we going to handle like making videos and seeing new products and all of that? So what's happening now is December 11th and 12th at the Hickory Metro Convention Center in Hickory, North Carolina, we have the Cars Racing Show, and you can go to carsracingshow.com. Now, if you're an exhibitor, we have so many companies signed up, and you'll see future videos talking about that. So if you happen to be a potential exhibitor, there's a tab there for exhibitors to show you the floor plan. But if you would like to come as a racer, there's a big yellow button at the top if you happen to be on a desktop. Otherwise, click on register. And right now we're doing, for a limited time, we're doing free pre-registration to get people signed up. So, oh my gosh, it's going to be one heck of a show. There's a lot of, we're working on the booths right now and getting the website dialed in. But as we go along, there'll be lots more announcements with some great seminars there and just all kinds of exciting stuff. So I just want to throw that out there from the very beginning. If you get one thing from the show today, be sure to check out the carsracingshow.com website and get yourself registered, you and your whole team, and plan on coming to Hickory, North Carolina to check out the trade show. So let's go ahead and jump in. I always like to kick off my show with what I'm giving away, and part of that, I'll get to that second. So first of all you need to do to win something on this show is to be here live, of course, which I'm here on Facebook live right now. Any of you who are live, just drop in a comment. You can say hi. You can put in emoji, like, how are you feeling today with this rainy weather that we're having here in North Carolina anyway? Drop in an emoji, or if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer questions. But I've got this great Z-Max shirt from my friends at Z-Max. This happens to be a large. And just a little side note, more than a side note, Z-Max will be one of the manufacturers that's going to be at the show. So really excited about them joining us for the Cars Racing Show. So all you have to do is leave a comment for that. Secondly, is if you know what my sign said last week, every week I've got my little sign up here and I change it out, but part of this is a big thank you. So I have a big thank you to put out there to Brandon Marshall. Brandon got me this t-shirt here, and he even gave me extras to give away on the show. So I have a Brandon Marshall t-shirt right here. This happens to be an extra large. So if you know what my sign said last week, just drop that into the comments, and then you can get a chance to see that. So really exciting stuff. So I'm going to say hi to some folks, and then we're going to jump into the top 5 items here. So let's see. Scott says, oh, now the Napa wine country is on fire. That's terrible. I know you're in California with all the fires and everything. So, and Joseph says he loves the show. Thank you so much for being here. David Marlowe's here. He won last week. And Tony here. He's won here before too. Lily is here from Northern California. Got a lot of California folks here today. And Steve is here. And Andrew. And he says, Andrew plans on ordering a ton from us this winter. So great. Fantastic. And, we're going to have a lot of those new products coming out, coming up in, if I find out about them early, but normally they want them released, in that trade show time. So I'm already talking to a few manufacturers about what their new products are going to be for the season. I see Jim is here from Asheville, North Carolina, and that's exciting. And Terry and Lucas, thank you all so much for being here. I see Gary and Susie are here, and Mitch likes my lipstick. It matches my shirt today, so thank you. Thank you so much for all being here. Well, great. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, before we jump into the actual Top 5 Tuesday, I wanted to make another announcement. I guess I have lots of announcements today. Hopefully I have this picture saved on my phone. I thought I did. But anyway, I'm excited that my Burromax pit bikes are back in stock. So I'm gonna have to jump on the website really quick. I have my Burromax pit bike downstairs. I just didn't I'm just being lazy, so I didn't bring it upstairs where my office is. So let me take a look at that really quick here and find that for you. Because I also have, I'm really excited, I have a new style. I'm always excited about something. But I have a new style. I have the carbon fiber, which is in the 350 and the 750. And those are just the different, it's not really like it's horsepower or anything, but I have a new version. They're both carbon fiber, but this one here, oh, check it out. This one is called Red Lightning. I don't know if you can see that. So Red Lightning, I think I love my Pro Max pit bike, you guys. I love it so much that I buy them by the pallet, and the guys at the shop are mad at me now because I buy pit bikes by the pallet. Is what it is. But not only is it great for kids, it's great for adults. It's so easy to get around the track. I love the fact that it's lithium battery. I can plug it in the wall and I can put it into my car, and I don't have to worry about, you know, gas or oil spilling out. It fits right into, like, I've got a hatchback, it fits right in there, or somebody else's trunk. I mean, it'll fit into that. So you don't need to have a truck to be able to get around, you know, this little piece of equipment. So I love my Bromax pit bikes, you guys. So I have the 350 in a carbon fiber, I have the 350 in the Red Lightning, and now I have those 750s in a carbon fiber as well. So I have all of those in stock. So especially if you're looking for, these will sell out. I'm pretty sure that I actually have all of Bromax's stock right now. I'm probably the only stocking dealer right now. I don't know if I am or not, but I know I got a lot of calls over the summer when I had them and nobody else did. So I do pre-order them and try to get them in, and it's just been a challenge, and it's a long lead time. So if it's something that you're thinking about for a Christmas gift, go ahead and jump in there and grab one, because they'll be gone before Christmas, and they're such a great, you guys know I love my pit bikes. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and jump into our top 5. For this one, I'm gonna do a little bit of an unboxing because I personally love unboxing videos, so that's why we're gonna do an unboxing video on my show. And right here, so I've got this white box right here, and this is a product I've had for a while, and it's one that's been a fantastic seller. It had a redesign late last year going into this year, and they've been so popular they've been hard to keep on the shelf. And what I'm talking about here is my ProCam fuel pumps. So what I really love is when they did the redesign, these used to be like just where they look like cast metal, and now they've got they're black, and I just think that looks really, really sharp. But I sell 2 versions of this. So one version is a 7.5 PSI. So if you're just running a regular, like deadhead regulator, you would go with the 7.5 PSI. If, however, you're going to follow our recommendation and use the bypass regulator system, where you're sending the extra fuel back to your fuel tank, you're going to want the pump that's a 15 PSI. And I don't know which one I'm looking at here, but one of these runs 187.77. I'm not sure what the other one runs. They're really, really close in price anyway, so right around that same range. But they're the 9350, the PRC 9350 and the PRC 9351 ProCam fuel pumps, and they're really meant for. Big question I get a lot of times is, what kind of fuels? What if I'm using ethanol? What if I'm using methanol? What if I'm using a race gas? What am I using pump gas? We've found that this is a pump that works for all of those different types of fuels. So that makes it very convenient, especially if you know that you're going to be switching, but even not, you don't have to worry about having like this specialized pump. So really love my ProCam fuel pumps, and that's in the number 5 spot. All right, today in the number 4 spot, from my friends over at DRP, which, by the way, DRP is going to be in the show as well, in the Cars Racing show, but a really popular product that we carry. This is our Wide 5 bearing spacers. And one of the real big clues, or one of the big tricks, I don't want to say trick like it's something that's cheating or fake or something, but maybe it's just like an insider type of scale. We're always looking for as much horsepower as we can get out of a crate engine here on Crate Insider, but there's another piece of the puzzle too. So it's not always just about horsepower. A lot of times it's about how free your car can roll. So with the bearing spacers, they really take out a lot of that friction, and it takes just less pressure to be able to roll your race car. And that's a really good, I mean, that's not what they're for. They're really for to free up your race car, give you better performance. And so they're wide 5 bearing spacers. These run $49 a piece, and you can use them, all over your car. So love our wide 5 bearing spacers from DRP. This part number happens to be a 007-10507. And I think it's so fun. So many of the DRP products, they start with 007, so I think of like James Bond, and it makes it fun. All right, next up, okay, I did a little tutorial last week, or it's not really a tutorial, but a little update. So I actually do need to still change the part number on the website, but I want to clue you in about the Hive valve springs. So these are the 604 Hive valve springs, and with these Hive valve springs, I want you to notice they're not blue anymore. So this is that, coppery, bronzy, brown color. It was easier when these were color coded, and I'm just going to show you the difference between a 602 spring. And even though I had this on the show, now I know you can't really see that from camera, but when I look at them, I'm going to try to put these at an angle or something. There we go. At an angle, and you can kind of see that this one is a little bit tapered at the top there, whereas the 602 spring is the same diameter from top to bottom. It's the same diameter. Whereas at the top here, we've got that size, and if we go to the bottom, it's larger. So I don't know the difference. And if you look at it, when you've got them in hand and up close, you can tell. But I really wanted to get that word out there that they're not blue anymore, and clearly, even in the picture that we have on our website, we haven't had a chance to update that yet, or just haven't gone about updating that yet. So we will get around to that, but just definitely wanted you guys to know that. And so we've got our matched 604 Hive valve springs back in stock. They took a while, and they run $179 for a set. So this happens to be ones, this is how they come raw from GM, and they're each individually wrapped. And then what we do is we go through and rate all these and find the similar pressures, and then we rebag them into intake springs and exhaust springs. And so just look at the label that's on the bag, and that will help you out. So there we go. In the number 3 spot is our 604 matched Hive valve springs. All right, that brings us to the number 2 on our list today. And that's going to be from our friends at Daytona One. So, in fact, Daytona One, I'm giving you the heads up on all of these products with the racing trade show too. In fact, with the Hive valve springs, it reminds me we've got at least one dealership that'll be there. That'll be Newsom Raceway Parts, has already signed up to be there at the show. I will have engines at the show as well, or at least that's my plan. But a big one here is Daytona One, and they came on as the title sponsor for the Cars Racing Show. So huge thanks to them. But this is probably the most popular product of theirs that I sell. It's really a toss-up between the Daytona One XL1 engine treatment and the Daytona One 3060 gear oil. Both of those, they're very, very popular. It'd be hard, I guess I could look in my QuickBooks to find out how many that I've sold if I really wanted to do that as a contest, but they're both really popular. And the XL1 engine treatment, you can use it in a race car, which is gonna free up more horsepower because it gets rid of a lot of that parasitic drag. Whereas you put this into a regular passenger car, when you get rid of parasitic drag, what it actually does is give you better gas mileage. Better gas mileage. So for my little car, I use this. I don't use it in my pit bike because I don't have any oil in my pit bike. Just saying. Back to the pit bikes. Anyway, I guess I'm laughing at my own jokes, but the XL1 engine treatment, and you could pretty much use this with about any oil, and it's going to help improve it. So it's good, frees up more horsepower, and it also protects your engine. What's cool is it really impregnates into the metal. It bonds with any of the metals that, like the iron, the ferrous metals, so any of the irons that are in your engine, it'll bind with that, and it creates a smoother, slicker surface in your engine. That slicker surface means less friction means less heat and less pressure or less friction is also going to free up horsepower. So that's how it works, and a fabulous product. And this runs $24.95 for a 16-ounce container, and then we also have the larger 72-ounce as well. This amount right here is about the right amount, It's what we recommend when you're doing an oil change. So it's one bottle of this in with your oil, so like 6.5 quarts of oil. One of these bottles, you'll be good to go with an oil change. And again, any oil, whereas the 72-ounce, you're gonna get several more oil changes out of that. So you'll get 4, and it's like 4 oil changes for the price of 3 of these is pretty much how that works out for math-wise. All right, and that brings us to our top spot this week. And look, it's almost another unboxing. Although the sound of like ripping tape and bubble wrap isn't always the best on camera, we're just gonna go for it anyway. So finally, I had these on order. They've been so popular, but I got my Walker air filters back in stock. This happens to be our Walker 4-inch filter. One of the things that we really love about it is the urethane. It's a really thick urethane that really seals incredibly well, because what are you trying to do with an air filter? You're trying to keep dust and dirt out of your engine, and not only is that from the fins that are on the outside, but it's also the seal that it can make with your air filter base and lid. And that's where, I mean, in both respects, the Walker products really shine on that. This happens to be the 4-inch. We do have a 3-inch as well. So either one of those, and we have not found a significant power difference between the 3-inch and the 4-inch. So it's pretty much a preference at that point, and they're the same price. So anyway, here's the Walker. This one happens to be the 4-inch, and our Walker filters, they are cleanable as well. They run $99. So I think those are my top 5 items. I'm gonna get Alex to find us some winners over here. And let's see if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions in here, I am more than happy to answer them for you. And I see in our comments here, we have all 3 of those bikes. I love my pit bikes. And so Terry says, North Carolina, shoot, that's on the other side of Nevada. Yeah, we're on the other side of the country from Nevada there. A lot of folks saying, hey. And I think about got some winners here. All right, so Alex is writing fast and furiously. So our first winner is going to be our Z-Max t-shirt right here, and that's just for dropping in a comment. And that is our Z-Max t-shirt. This happens to be a large. And I have a winner, and my winner here is Lily Campanile. So Lily, if you would, please send Crate Insider a private message with your address, and we'll get that sent out to you. And then next up, so if somebody wants to match me with my Brandon Marshall t-shirt right here, our winner here is Tony White. So Tony, if you would, please send Crate Insider a private message, and we'll get that shirt sent out to you. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for being part of the show, and I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Have a great week.